yeah. Video coming soon. Schmitty, you wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? I'm sorry, you can't go outside. You'll run away like a ding dong. That's my cat Schmitty. I know you guys have never met Schmitty because that takes me to the next point. This is my house. You guys have never been in my house. I'm gonna give you a little tour. This is my kitchen. That's upstairs. That's my living room. That's my front door. Downstairs is where I do editing and stuff. That's all. But yeah, I figured for my second episode of Cam's Camera, take you to my house, do a little tip video. Before I start the tip video, I gotta lay down a little announcements, lay down a little guidelines. If you haven't entered the giveaway, something's wrong with you. There's no reason to not enter the giveaway. You have a good chance of winning the giveaway, and it's not that hard. All you gotta do, like I said in the last video, if you wanna check that out, okay, or I'll just tell you, is subscribe to this channel, go follow our Instagram, link in the bio, and comment on our last video why you should win. Not that hard, and you can win some pretty cool stuff. But another thing, as you saw in the beginning, I got my mystery tackle box, so new mystery tackle box video coming soon. But for this video, I just figured stay inside, maybe go fishing a little bit later, but just give you guys a little 10 tips for beginner fishermen. Now, this video in all means is not for the people that have been fishing for 5+ years, 4+ years. This is people that are just getting into it, just starting. People that need our giveaway items because they're just starting. These are real vague tips, real easy tips to get you started. Some may help for you intermediate fishermen, but okay, tip number 1 that helped me a lot when I started fishing is switch your tackle when you're not catching nothing. Say you're using a worm and you're throwing, you do 20+ throws, no bites, no nothing. Don't keep fishing with that. Switch to something else, switch to maybe the complete opposite of that. Maybe they're just wanting not that at all. Switch to a hard plastic if you're using a soft plastic and not doing anything, vice versa. Second tip is move around while you're fishing. Don't stay in one spot and fish the whole time if you're not catching nothing. By all means, if you're catching stuff at that one spot, keep fishing there, but if you're not catching nothing, don't stand there and fish. Third tip, learn some knots. This is something I messed up on. I only knew one knot. I used one knot the whole time. Not saying it didn't do anything good for me, because I mean, it worked, but it's always nice to know multiple knots. And for this video, I'm gonna teach you 2 knots I use. These are the only 2 knots I use. I just added one from the one I've always used, but it's okay. So I'm gonna be using this big rope because it'd be impossible for you guys to see fishing line. The first knot I'm gonna teach y'all is called the trilene knot. This is a knot my dad taught me like 10 years ago, and I still use it today. Okay, so say this is the hook eye. Go through once, go through twice. You're gonna have a little circle here along with your two strings. Then with the excess, the end, you wanna wrap around here. I'd usually do 5 times, some people do different, but I do 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then once you get to the 5, you'll see you get this little thing. You have your old hoop and then you have this new hoop that you made from tying around. You want to go through both of them like so, and then you have this up here, which I usually grab with my mouth. I grab one of the 2 with my mouth. Grab it and pull with the string. God, that's terrible. You get the idea, but it on a real line, it'll go up. And there you go, trilene knot. Okay, second knot is called the polymer knot. Another really simple, easy knot. This is a knot I just learned, and I'm glad I did because you can do it really fast. So I'm gonna have to use something else for this because I'll have to go around. You'll see why. I had to move down here to get a better view. But first step, get your line, make it so it's like this. So you just put 2, you got a little loopy loop. Then you want to go through your hook with the 2, like this, And then you want to tie a normal knot. A normal old knot. Just like so. So you have this knot now. And you have this excess hoop. Make sure your excess hoop is big enough to always go around your hook. All the way around. So pretend this is my hook. I'm going to go all the way around my hook. Like so. It's going to end up on this side of it. On the side that your line is connected to your pole. So then once it's here, you want to hold on to your end and pull. Now, like I said, it's kind of difficult with rope, but as you can see, you get your polymer knot. And you just cut off the excess. But what's good with this one is it stays really straight. Like that would be the end, and this is just straight off of it. So, tip 4, after you learn your knots, you need to learn your rigs. So, I'm gonna teach you 2 worm rigs I like using. The Texas rig and the wacky rig. First rig I'm gonna teach y'all is the Texas rig. You're gonna need this rig for literally all your soft plastics. You can really do all your soft plastics on it. So first, you want your line. You need your weight. This is an 1/8 ounce tungsten weight. Works pretty good. So start off putting it through the small end, like so, all the way through. Then tie on your hook. Size is preference. I'm gonna use my tri-lean knot for this. Bite off the excess. There you go. There's a tri-lean knot I showed y'all earlier. So once you have your hook and your weight on, it should look something like this. Sit on there all nice and pretty. And now for the actual rig. You're gonna get your worm or any soft plastic you're gonna use. You're gonna go through the head first off, straight in, and you wanna go in about the amount of the straight part right here. So I'm gonna go in about this far, and then I'm gonna instantly go out. So it's like this. Then I'm gonna take that all the way to this side and put it, twist it, so it's on there like so. Then you're gonna wanna figure out where your hook is going in. So just map it out so it's straight as possible. So I can see my hook goes in right there. So I'm gonna crinkle it, keep it straight, and then go straight in. Should be straight. And then you can either keep your hook like in it, or you can stick it out and then just go through a little piece of it, like so. So it's weedless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Texas rig. Second and last rig I'm gonna teach y'all is the wacky rig. You're gonna wanna use this with a Senko worm, works best. And what you're gonna wanna need is just a smaller hook, smaller worm hook, smaller shank hook, doesn't matter, but just a smaller one, and tie it on there. You don't need a weight for this one. Actually, you don't put a weight on it. It'll mess up the whole thing of it. The point of this one is it's really slow fishing if you do a wacky rig. You're gonna have to throw it out there and really let it sink, and you're gonna have to wait a long time because these with no weights, they're gonna take a while. So then, once you have your hook tied on, you're gonna wanna fold this in half. If it's a Senko worm where one side's skinnier than the other, the middle won't actually be right there, like equal weight, because this side's skinnier. So you're gonna wanna go up about, let's say that much, maybe a little bit more, about right there. And you're gonna pinch that. And then the easiest way is to just do it like this, and then go right through the middle of the worm, and just leave it like that, just like so. Or, I just recently figured out that people are using circle rubber O-rings to go around, so they're not going through the worm, and it's actually staying on there a lot better, because this probably, if you get one bite, you're gonna probably lose your worm. But I also saw people using little zip ties, which I'm not going out and buying some O-rings because I have freaking million zip ties. So I just recently added some zip ties to my tackle. And how you're gonna do that is just put your zip tie around. Don't freaking suffocate your worm. Just put it on about that tight. clip off the excess, clip off all the excess. So it's like this, and then you're just gonna wanna go right through. Same effect, just keep your worms on. Now, the point of the wacky rig, I'm gonna show you, like I was talking about earlier, it's all about patience. If you don't got patience, shit ain't gonna work, sorry. So, what I mean about you gotta have patience, this is only about 6 inches of water, and you'll see how slow this falls. Look at that. But the reason you use this is the sway action. Look at the sway. Look at the sway. So, the zip tie brings me to tip number 5. Use what you got. As you see, I didn't go out and buy no O-rings, I used zip tie. Say I need a smaller worm and I already have worm, I'm not gonna go out and buy smaller worms, I'm gonna rip that thing in half. Say I need a trailer for my jig, I'm gonna cut the head off some bandito bug or something. So that one's really vague, but just use what you got. Don't go out if you don't have to and buy stuff you don't need. 6th tip is colors. Learn your colors. Use your bright colored stuff in the dingy waters and use your dingy colored stuff in the clear water. Pretty simple, but there can be a little gray area in there, but just go by that. Tip number 7 is find partners to fish with. I didn't really like fishing before I found the Backwater boys and started fishing with them because it was boring. I'm not gonna lie, it's freaking boring. I hated going out there and fishing, not catching nothing, all by myself. It sucked. So, find your dudes, go fishing with them, make a YouTube channel, make an Instagram. Tip number 8 goes along with tip number 7 is find a friend that has a kayak or a boat that you can boat and kayak with, or just buy a kayak. Bank fishing will not get you anywhere for a while. You can bank fish for a little bit, but you're only gonna catch the same things. If you can go out in there and find a bunch of new spots, it's a lot better. Trust me, I bank fished and I bought a kayak and it brought a whole lot of new places and fish and opportunities and all that jazz. And a boat, because once you get a boat, you can do tournaments and stuff. That's fun. Tip number 9, watch YouTube videos. Just like you're doing now. If you're watching this video, good boy, you're doing tip number 9 on my list. Watch YouTube videos. If you're like, I wonder if watch a YouTube video about it. I wonder if I can kayak in blah 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 lake. YouTube it. I wonder what line to use on my rod and reel. Look it up on YouTube. Tip number 10, one of my most important tips. Stay organized. If you're not organized, you're freaking all over the place. I'm not the most organized human being ever. Like when it comes to school, that's the reason I'm probably not gonna pass high school, just kidding. But at least my fishing tackle is organized. I got all my worms in little baggies here, got all my different colors in different baggies here, and I have my hooks. In this Aquateox bay, I got my trailers up here. I have my hard plastic crankbaits up here. I have my jigs. I have my other jig with a spoon on it. I have my top waters, and I have my weights, and then all my extra stuff, and then I have my line in the bottom. Really easy. Just take like 30 minutes to an hour out of a day to get all your stuff organized. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helped. If it did help, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do not forget, enter the giveaway. If you haven't entered the giveaway, something's wrong with you. Later.